my granddaughter has been lost to us. I would have her return to me post-haste. And you, sir, I am told, are the man to do the job.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 action science fiction bonkers film Prisoners of the Ghostland. A film that is directed by Sion Sono, and it stars the legendary Nicolas Cage, Sofia Boutella, Nick Cassavetes, Bill Moseley, and a lot of other wonderful people whose names I am not going to butcher here. Now, how do I explain this film? Not easily. The Sofia Boutella's character has gone missing. This is some weird ass future film, potential post-apocalyptic Western Japanese future. And Sofia Boutella is the granddaughter of Bill Moseley's character, the governor. She's gone missing, in his opinion. In her opinion, she's tried to find her freedom. And the only person that could track her down is famed criminal Nicolas Cage, who is locked up for robbing a bank, and lots of people get killed in the process. And the governor essentially sets him out with the task of bringing his granddaughter back. I think it's his granddaughter or his daughter, I don't know. Nicolas Cage has got this weird suit on with bombs fitted all over it, some on his neck, some on his arm, some on his testes, and he's got to bring his daughter back, his granddaughter back in 5 days. Oh, boom. Right. What are my thoughts on Prisoners of the Ghostland? Well, this is famed. It's even got it on the sleeve. Nicolas Cage saying this is the maddest film he's ever made? Something like that. He's kind of not wrong there. I don't necessarily agree, because I've seen him do a few mad films, but I've really enjoyed those ones. This one, not so much. This is visually very interesting, but doesn't make any sense. I mean, a film for me has to, if it's going to look good and look really special, it's got to have some kind of purpose behind it and not just look good for good's sake, and I'm talking about like the Blade Runner type things, that's like a functional world, but it's spectacular to look at. This is in a lot of ways quite spectacular to look at, but just boggles the mind. Doesn't make any sense. I honestly, I was just shaking my head watching this thing because it was just batshit crazy. And again, last year Nicolas Cage made Pig, a film that he will probably not get an Oscar nomination for, but he absolutely deserves an Oscar nomination for. It is the best Nicolas Cage performance for a long, long time. And even these last few years, when he's done some of these, low budget type affairs and stuff, he still respects the craft of acting, and it's very, very clear when you watch him in Pig and some of the other stuff he's made recently that he's still got that passion for acting. He really does. And again, I'm not saying he's bad in this film, but he almost fully embraces that caricature of himself, that Nicolas Cage caricature of just, imagine the character he plays, the Castor Troy character in Face Off, times 10. And that's kind of what you get here in this film. Bonkers. And I don't necessarily want to watch scenes where Nicolas Cage's testicle is blown off. It just, what's the point in it? And that's the whole thing problem I had with this film. What was the point of it? It was like stylized for the sake of it. None of it made sense. None of these gangs in the wasteland made sense. It just looked like they were all in fancy dress to me. All the fights, none of them made sense. Why everybody was fighting each other. And I'm sure hidden in this film are all sorts of different artistic messages, left, right, and centre. That I'm sure if I had a conversation with Nicolas Cage, he'd be able to explain them all to me. But it ain't gonna make me like this film anymore, because it's subtle, but at the same time, it's in your face. It's like the film is vomiting itself all over you visually. Everything you're looking at, everything you see, and everything you're hearing, it's just like, boom, have some of that. And like I say, it just doesn't make sense. The Sophia Boutella character, I mean, she's far better than this film. I'm not sure what she thought she was making here, but you know, she's done a lot of good stuff these last few years. Maybe she wanted to stretch herself by doing something a little bit different, what she thought was a little bit artistic. It's not. It's just madness. So I just genuinely couldn't click with this film, and by doing a little bit of research, I think I'm not alone there. I think a lot of people feel the same with this film. It just failed to click with them because it was just style over substance, and it was just a bit too mad for us all, really. So, Prisoners of the Ghostland. Maybe this will be revered as an absolute piece of genius in years to come. I can't imagine it, but stranger things have happened. You know, I mean, it's not horrific or anything. I mean, there's some very slick action scenes here and there. Unfortunately, the ones that involve Nicolas Cage, some of the more elaborate ones, it's quite clear it's not Nicolas Cage. So, you know, there's that as well. But, you know, there's lots to look at here. Lots of interesting things going on, but the film lacks any kind of real script, plot, interesting characters, you know, all the things that make actually a film have some substance. For me, it was all trimmed up to look like something, but it just wasn't anything interesting. It was just crazy, absolutely crazy. I mean, most of the time my jaw was aghast while watching this thing. And I just genuinely can't understand anybody watching this thinking, wow, that's a brilliant film, because it just isn't. It's just craziness. So 5 out of 10 from me. It's not horrifically bad, which is not lower than 5, but I can't see it ever getting anyone justifying a score above a 5 for Prisoners of the Ghostland, if I'm honest. But yeah, can we have more of Pig, please, Nicolas Cage? I know he's got a new film coming out this year where he plays like a parody of himself, which I've seen a trailer for that looks really, really good. But I want more of what we got last year from Nicolas Cage. I want more of Pig. I want more of that, you know, brilliant acting that he can do, and not this creation of himself, this caricature that he seems to be leaning into a little bit too much. So thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments if you really enjoyed this. I would be fascinated to hear anybody that did. And of course, I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.